Hi friends, in this video we will make a bracelet matching our necklace and the earrings that we did with these shell beads and this glass bead and this garnet kind of a faceted bead, gemstone bead. So I still have some left, actually quite some left for our project here. So I'm gonna do a triple strand, probably triple strand or even double strand bracelet. I still have the finding. I used two of the findings for the earrings and one for the lariat short necklace that we created. And this the earrings is also done. We have still this beads left over, maybe a triple strand or even a double strand. So one strand will be with this already made loops for you guys. There is a daisy spacer on either side, plus a basic loop is made with this bead. Already this was in the box, so all we need to do is open up this and connect them. So open up the loop in this, connect the next one. So just like that, I'm gonna connect it and make a chain. That will be one strand of this bracelet, but this is not enough to create a 7.5-inch strand, so I'm gonna add beads to it. But I like to, means you can make it. I still have the beads left, but I don't have this spacer, the daisy spacer left. So that's that. I'm gonna add this. See, make sure this is nice and closed. So I'm just twisting it open, the loop towards me, and then closing it down away from me. That's what I am doing. This is a basic loop, so it's easy to connect this. There we go. So let me see how long this is. Okay, so this is about, say, 3.25, just shy of 3.5 inch. Okay, 3.25 I would say. So if this is 3.25, so and then I want to add, so this will be added to this finding. So that's one thing, and I'm gonna probably make another. I mean, I don't want this to be here and here. I would rather want this to be over here itself. So I'll connect these two and see how long this will be. It is almost 5.25 inch. 2 more inch I still need, couple more inches. So I'm just gonna, I'll show you guys how I made this. It's simple, basic loop. I use the step looping pliers, the 1.5 millimeter step looping pliers. That's what I used. So I like the loops of that. It's not big, it's perfect. So I really like that size, but there is 2 millimeter as well. So that's that. I'm going to use couple more so that we get that 7.5 inch, and I'm going to use the lobster claw clasp that we got from the box to actually loop it here. And we also have this crystal 4 millimeter crystal beads, one strand of this. I haven't even opened it, so I'm just gonna dump some for me, so we can add that as well. So it'll be a chunkier bracelet, that's for sure. So let's make the loops here. So I have here 20 gauge wire. This is like a lighter color gold. There is one more gold, but I really like this kind of a gold because the finding is also like that. Anyways, so what I'm going to do here is take the bead. Okay, I'm gonna work with the spool and I'm gonna straighten that out with my fingers. You can also use your nylon jaw pliers. True that if you use your fingers, the wire will be more pliable because of the heat from your hands. So add that right there. Okay, flush cut the end always. This part of the cutter cuts it flush, so I always flush cut the end. You will get a beautiful loop out there, but it's not needed. I'm using the older ways, but there is a couple of ways to do. If you have this 1.5 millimeter looping pliers, you can use that, or since I flush cut the end, I'm going to show you guys how traditionally we do that. Take that part about say 1/4 of an inch and bend it like that. Take your round nose pliers and make a loop just like that. Okay, and then you push the bead down. Okay, and then bend the wire opposite direction. Use your wire cutters to actually approximately cut 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch, and then take your pliers and make the loop. See that? So that is what I did for these two. So with the step looping pliers, how can you do that? Okay, the same one. All you need to do is add the bead here. Take the step looping pliers. See, there is a small mandrel here, and there is this, and there is a hole here. See, this is how it cuts. Okay, it loops and cuts at the same time. All you need to do is add this, and you're supposed to put the wire through this hole and then cut it, but a lot of wire will be wasted, so I didn't do that. I'm just gonna hold it right there until it reaches that hole. That's more than enough for me, and I'm gonna set this down and see that cuts and loops. Once it does that, I just bend it a little bit backwards and then I take that off. See how the loop is made? Very nice, right? See, we have a wastage of a little bit of wire here, and then over this side what you have to do is you have to cut the wire, leaving a little bit of a space. See that? You need the loop right here. So again the same, but this time this is short, so I just keep it right next to the bead, right? And then press that, and there you have your loop. Sometimes this comes a little bit open. At that point of time, you can use your pliers to close them. I haven't mastered the looping pliers yet, so I still have trouble to get it right, but that's how it's done. So I'm gonna add these two as well to our mix. You can use a bent nose pliers or tweezer nose pliers, it's totally up to you. So now I will have that the length for the bracelet. Then open that up. So now one more time I will check the length. We need the lobster claw clasp as well. there is 2 in it, so I just don't want to measure the 2, and it's about say 6.5 inch. So we can add jump rings. That's an option, or we can add one more of this bead. Let's see. Hi friends, welcome back. So what I did was I cut about say 4 feet of this cord. Okay, there is a reason behind it. The other 2 strands I thought I will do it with we already did one in the beaded chain, and one strand will be the knotted one, the other one will be with bead stringing wire, like the 7-strand coated bead string wire. But then thought it doesn't make sense, let's just do with the cord. So I cut 4 feet. I take this cord, okay, go through this finding. So we are going to connect all those things with this finding and then do it. So take this 2 strands and go through this loop. It's a lockset knot basically. I know I have a whole bead thing inside one, so that's what I'm trying to, oops, what did I do? Yeah, so it's done basically. So that's what it is, a lockset knot. And I also want to do remember in the earring we did a snake knot. If you want you can do it, but if you don't want you can actually don't have to do it. So I added this, so I'm just gonna add one of the bead right here, and then all the beads I have strung here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and knot it, regular overhand knot. But if you want you can take your bead all to direct the knot towards where you want it. So there we go. So this side I'm adding a couple of knots because we don't want beads actually scratching each other. So I have a knot, just a knot here. Then this part I'm moving all the beads down. So here we go. Okay, one more knot here. After one bead I'm going to add one more knot. Take all, I have a bead stopper at the end of the cord so that I don't lose the beads that I already strung. So here we go, again another knot. And I want this to be a flexible one, I don't want it to be very stiff, so I'm okay with a little bit of space there. Okay, then move this set, and I'm gonna knot again. So I am I am not knotting after every other bead. I'm choosing to knot after a set of pattern. That's totally up to you. If you want to do it that way, or if you want to do every other knot, that's totally every other bead. You want to add a knot, that's totally up to you. But for the 4 feet, I don't think so. That would be enough. The cord would be enough to do knots every other bead. Just make sure you have enough cord to do that, if you would prefer to do that. As I said, I am not knotting it very, very strict. I want this to be flexible. So even if there is a gap, I am letting it go because I want the bracelet to be really flexible. So we are going to knot until we get to that about say 6.5 inch length, because that's what I want. We already have this part. See, that's why I added this and kept, so that I will get a reminder saying that there is this lobster claw plus this 1 inch, so 6.5 inches good enough for my wrist size. You adjust the length of the bracelet according to your wrist size. So one more strand I am thinking of adding the crystal, and probably, I don't know, I don't feel like adding the watermelon bead here. I thought I will do it, that's why I removed it, but I don't want to add it because I feel that the color is slightly different. Even though it's in the same color family, it doesn't make sense to me. But you do you, whatever you feel like, go ahead and do the same. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna just move everything in this direction and then kind of see where I am at the length, right? This bead stopper is a nice one which helps you to not lose your bead, but if you don't have one, just put a tape on it. Just tape it like this. That will serve the purpose. When I go there, I pump and take everything with me. This cord, I really like it a lot. It's very versatile to use. I got the cord from Temu, but nowadays they are charging shipping as well. Not happy about it actually, but it is what it is. And the prices have gone up considerably, in my opinion. That is, everybody's opinion is different. Don't hold me on that. Okay, and here we go. The length is about, say, nice. Okay, one more knot. Actually, 2 more knots would suffice. And then a bead. 1 more knot. Actually, it took a little bit too much of a cord, but that's okay. Okay. So when you do this, want just to come like that, so you need a little bit more space, so that's okay. Now let's see if these two, I need 1 more bead up there, right? Because that one is a wire one and this one is a cord one, there will be a slight difference between that. That's okay. So here, from here, I want to attach it to some a jump ring, probably. Okay, a bigger jump ring. That's what I would want to attach this to. Probably a closed jump ring, not an open one, because it's always it's very scary if it is a open one, because this cord might slip through. So this is what it is. So I'm going to leave it at this point and start stringing in the next cord. So here we go. This thing got messed up a bit. See, the knot went above through the lockset knot. Okay, simple knot that I did, that went inside. That's okay. Now in this, I'm gonna add crystal. This one. A couple of beads of this, and then a crystal, and we'll probably knot in between the white one, right? So that's the pattern I'm gonna follow. 2 of these beads, and followed by a crystal, bicone crystal, and then 2 of these beads. And I'm gonna I'm thinking, should I do that or should I do something else, is my question. Yeah, over here, if when I come to this side, probably I will add some crystals, is what I'm thinking. I mean the garnets. The cord will get to unravel, so we can cut it off. So it's always good to have a little bit more cord than you would want it, so that if we have situations like this, we can cut off an end and call it a day. See, it's hard to push this in if it is frayed. So at this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna knot and see, because if I add all the beads, it's just waste of time, is what I feel. I just have an overhand knot at the end, not even tighten it, just leave it at that point, and and then knot it between the white bead, the shell bead. There we go. And 3 more. Again a knot. The more you knot, the better, and the stronger your bracelet is, because this is not like a very thick cord. It's good to have some knots to make it strong. See, that looks really pretty. I like it. Make sure your knot lands where you want it to land, and not the other way around. Just okay. Now it's the time to add the beads, and I'm gonna snip this off because it's frayed a lot. Cut it at an angle so it's easier to thread on beads. So 1 more. And a knot. See that? Just an overhand knot. You can also use your tweezer nose pliers. Go through the loop first and hold where you want the knot to be, and then pull this cord, and then this knot will be still loose. Just hold on to it and push it down. There you go. Pretty easy to hand knot. Hi friends, welcome back. I finished doing both the strands, and this is how it looks like. So I have added the white beads, the shell beads, and the crystals, and then I add knots in between the white beads, and then I added a section of just crystals and this garnet, because this is half and half. So I thought, why not I have 1 more half and half in this mix. Okay, so this is what I have in reality. So the half and half is like this. I want the center to be the same, and this one, the white which is on the top here, will come in the bottom here. This is what I am going for. So that's what it is. So let's see. So I realized there was one agate missing. There was only 2 here, so I added one more, and then I added one more section of this just to make sure everything is in, equal height. If not, I mean, this is going to actually sag a little bit, whereas the beading chain will not, but that's okay. So now we need to connect all of this to our lobster claw clasp, and this is gonna come and connect to this finding. That's what it is, right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm having this heavy gauge jump ring, and there is different sizes, and this is from beadboxbargains.com. And even though the color is, I would say, if I am not using this, I would use a different color. So a lobster claw which is completely different, because the color will go head very nicely, but you can use this as well. So just to make sure, so I'm gonna connect this. So I'm gonna connect this to a jump ring. Okay, so I wanted to use a jump ring which is closed rather than which is open. Then I will connect that jump ring to a open jump ring, and then eventually so this is a soldered jump ring. It's completely closed, there is no opening to it. I will connect these cords here and this one here as well. So first let's do that. Let's connect the wire part to the jump ring. The closed jump ring are a little bit expensive when you buy them, but I wouldn't trust anything else. So I'm gonna take these 2 cords and I'm gonna add it through here, through my jump ring. I have enough cord left, at least 1 feet. You can take like almost, yeah, so you can take at least 8 inches less. So here we go. That's what it is. I'm gonna take this, come back, and then make a knot. Okay, and let's go through the knot twice. That's a surgeon's knot. This is a regular overhand knot. We shall upgrade that to a surgeon's knot, but just be very, very careful. We don't want any slack in this knot. So I'm gonna hold it right there with my pliers. It's getting loose somewhere, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten that up. So that's a bulkier knot that it left, but if you want, you can cut this short and then add some dangles to it. So I'm not gonna cut it now. I'm gonna add some GS hypo cement here. Any glue, any jewelry glue would be nice, and then we can connect everything um, finish it off later. Just make sure this is nice and tight. Individually pull the cords. And let's connect this. I'm gonna take a little bit bigger jump ring. Not this one, this one would do. This one is a nice and thick gauge, plus I take my 2 sets of pliers. See, this jump ring is up, it's not even, it's not completely closed, right? So we will prep the jump ring with 2 sets of pliers and bent nose and a tweezer nose pliers. In my case, you can use any pliers you want. Go back and forth. Can you hear the click? Now it's completely closed. I hope the camera is zooming out properly. And then what I do is I open this up, take it through my closed jump ring, okay, and then my lobster claw clasp. This is a bigger lobster claw clasp, and I really like the big ones. Easy to put it on and off, take it off. So that's that. As I said, I'm gonna cut the cord right here, so you can reduce 6 inches of cord, okay. And then here, this is what it is. It's going to come and close right here, okay. So over here, what you can do is add a couple of beads. For example, we can add some crystals. Okay, and then tie a knot. It doesn't have to be immediately after the bead. You can leave a little bit of a gap. Take your pliers and make a knot just like that. And then over here as well, 2 more crystals. You can also add the white beads if you want, maybe just to have a variety. And then again, tie a knot. See, that will come and flow like this, and you can cut it up close as well and let it fray. It's very easy to fray this cord. Okay, now it's all done. How cute is that? If you want, you can add more dangles here, just like that, couple of them, and even these. Yeah, more dangles here if you want, but I'm not going to bother because I do have a dangle right here already. And as I said, I need to put some glue, nice glue here, and tighten that up really nicely so that doesn't come off. And I really like the way this turned out to be. Let me just wear and see how it looks. So this is how it will look. Very, very pretty. I like it. See that? Perfect for my hand. I hope you guys like this tutorial. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. We created 3 strands with Bargain Bead Box subscription for the month. I think this one is September. No, August. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye. To mention, I'm gonna put the GS Hypo Cement here. Make sure you have, a scrap ziploc down there, and just add a generous amount of glue here on all the sides so that this doesn't come undone, and let it dry for at least 24 hours. When you work with the jewelry glue or any glue, make sure you have a well ventilated environment to work with so the fumes doesn't affect you. Thank you so much.